wonderful place. As the legislative director, he's not only, not only does he help make sure that we file the bills every year that you guys represent, that's important, and then he monitors them, make sure that if we don't have the language right, we get the language right. That's just part of it. The other part of it is getting out there and making sure that he's helping support candidates that are friendly to motorcycles. And I think you see it's a bipartisan group of legislators. It's not just Republicans, it's not just Democrats. It's a good mix of everybody that's trying to that understands the freedoms you guys are looking for. And it's not just freedoms for bikers. I was telling some people I had a bike when I was in college. I got married. My wife gave the next. Yeah, so once the kids are out, I'm allowed to have it again, so we'll get back to that, but maybe I'll be able to ride up with you guys someday, because I know I can't stand being here, I'm not going to be up here for too many years, this is crazy up here. The bills, some of these bills are very common sense. We've got the sound emissions, the helmet choice, vehicle checkpoints, that speaks more about the freedoms of riding. Vehicle checkpoints, arbitrary setups when you guys have runs on Sundays just to try to nail your things. It's just not what I grew up with America. I'm an Eagle Scout. I ran because I just got sick of the way things were being done in the state. I'm not a lawyer. I don't have any dog in any fight other than trying to do what's right for the towns I represent, Abington, Whitman, East Bridgewater, and things like what you guys represent. What to me is what's good about our country is that you're expressing yourselves and you're choosing to do things that we used to seem to take for granted, and now it's like you got all these hurdles to just do the activities you enjoy in life. And so I hate that. But on the other hand, you also have safety issues you guys are advocating for, which is great. The right-of-way bill, which I've taken the lead sponsorship on, I'll keep working on that. Malfunctioning traffic signals. Obviously, technology hasn't caught up with the fact that bikes should be able to trip all these lights to make sure you can take your lefts. Safety training for young riders and the $2 registration fee that's supposed to go for education. That's been a big money grab by the state to try to fill the gaps that they keep wanting to spend on other things that take from you guys. So that's what's going on, truthfully. So we got to fix a lot of that stuff, and it doesn't happen in 1 year. It doesn't happen in 2 years. It takes a little while. But the point is this: between Dave and Rick and Linda's out there too, everywhere. You guys are coming up here, taking the time. You represent, I'm sure, just a small group, clearly, of all the bikers in the state. But it's important because you guys, I'm sure, spread the word back out to your friends. We need you to spread the word out there because elections. Believe it or not, you may think that nobody's really running on issues that are related to you. They really are. It's basic freedoms, and I think, again, you've got good legislators on both sides of the aisle that believe in that. Ann Goby, she's great with Second Amendment rights, as well as biker issues, and so Rep. D'Amelia from Bridgewater. I think he still has got his bike. His wife lets him have it, so that's good. But the point is, don't stop today. Today's just one stop on the whole leg of the tour of trying to get a few of these things passed, in the next few years. Maybe all of it, who knows? But we'll keep trying to take a bite out of that whole apple here. And in the meantime, if there's anything else you need, I know Rick can tell you, how to get in touch with me. I've got the Facebook page, the Twitter page, the website, all that stuff. You can check the stuff out there. But you can also call me. I can come out to your towns. Just because I represent 3 towns doesn't mean I can't come to where you guys live and talk to the legislators that represent your area, and let's try to see if we can make some sense of things you want to get done in your area too. So, we're here for you, clearly, and again, you're up here today, so that I really got to say thank you for coming up again. And next year we'll try to really make this even bigger. So, and take care of that parking too.
I just want to go over a couple things that Jeff said. He is the primary sponsor for the MMA's right-of-way violations bill. Right, this is the man. And he's also co-sponsored, I don't think at all of them, but almost all of our bills. There was some snafu during the co-sponsor time, but so Jeff is there. He's there for us. You're going to see this guy again. What we have planned for you is as we get closer to the public hearing, all these men and women here go to various bike shows, runs, or whatever. We have a petition. We call it "We the People," and right there on it says "We the People." Ask for your support for the bill number and what the bill is. That's the right-of-way bill. We started this last session, and I forget the afternoon, but I think we have about 1,600 signatures. We want to have those papers in front of the committee when we do the public hearing. So I'll be getting them to you.
You bring up a great point. You think that, you know, you don't make a difference, you're just one vote. It's actually not true. To be honest with you, you know, when major bills come up, we'll get 20, 30 emails, and I'll tell you, the more emails we get, the more people that actually show up to our door, or send us a letter, or come to that conference, a hearing, or anything like that, that really makes it really makes a huge difference, because all of a sudden, you know, a legislator can't just ignore it. It's right in their face. So 1,600, you know, names, and it's going to make a big difference. That's a huge thing. Thank you.
We also have, and again, these people know this, but I think it was 6 victims of right-of-ways wrote very significant impact statements about what's gone on in their life and how their life has changed. And I've got permission from almost all of them to resubmit that again. And very touching, really hard testimony to hear that. So again, we got a lot of stuff, and we got a lot of what we call talking points, which we'll supply to you as well. And of course, assuming we get enough notice, you're going to see a lot of us here at the public hearing.
Yeah.
Last session, roughly 40 motorcyclists, I think.
3 days notice.
We have very little notice, and Dave and I were sitting forward. We didn't know that they had spread themselves out. So again, marketing. I'm a marketing guy sometimes. I asked everybody here supporting the MMA bills to stand up, and you can see the panel and go, whoa! So I turned around like, what the hell are they looking at? There's 40 people in the whole thing. It looked like we had the whole podium.
Yeah, I'll bring more water if you guys want to come up that. Maybe something more than water. I'll let us go through.
Again, I just wanted to say thanks.
Yeah, no, thanks. And any questions, like I said, I mean, I know you guys are going to be going to talk to the legislators now, but anything else you want to let me know, or talk to me anytime, I'm available. That's what I do. Yeah.
What kind of line of work were you in before you became a legislator?
Yeah, I worked for a sign company. I actually did basic layouts when I first got started, like graphic design, and then my boss owned a small company, thought I was good with the customers. He said, "You want to do sales?" I said, "Sure." I was in Brockton at the time, and Campanelli Stadium, that thing, I sold that job, and then I started doing pretty well. And then this other bigger company in New Bedford, Point Signs, wanted to hire me as a salesman. So it kind of took a few years, but I started getting into sales because I knew the product and I was pretty good at it. And then I started making some good money. Banks started buying each other's out, you know, and I was dealing with those projects, and it was nice. And I got involved with my town's finance committee because I, you know, had some money and some time, and I thought my wife and I did a pretty good job of balancing our checkbooks, right? So wanted to make sure our town was doing the same thing. And I got involved, and then I started seeing that the state kept cutting like the local aid and education and funds for like the Chapter 90 funds for roads, and I was like, what's going on here? You know, at the time my rep voted to increase sales tax, you know, to 6.25, but at the same time he was voting to cut the money going to the towns. I said, this isn't voting the way that our town's supposed to, you know, this isn't good for our town. Well, you know, you come to find out that there's sort of an exchange up here, you know, if you vote the way the speaker wants you to vote, and by the way, leadership up here tends to come from the big cities. You know, if you vote the way they vote, they make sure to take care of you as far as getting reelected and things like that. Well, that's not what we're supposed to be about here. So why I just got fed up, and I said, I'll run. Nobody was running in my district against the guy, so I said, I'll run, and I didn't know anything about it. I got, you know, Mike Sullivan was just running for the U.S. Senate. He's from Abington, my district, and Mike Sullivan had been a rep at one time. He was the U.S. attorney for Massachusetts. He prosecuted the shoe bomber, Diane Wilkerson, who was stuffing her bra, stuff like that. So Mike Sullivan kind of gave me some tips on you know, how to run, and then once I got in, kind of what I needed to do to be effective up here. And so he's been a big help for me. I tried to help him out with the Senate race. Didn't work out. We got Gabriel Gomez running on the Republican side, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, that was it. Like I said, anybody and everybody can and should run if you feel like you've got that.
I think it's refreshing to have a non-attorney.
Yeah.
In the Statehouse, I mean, most of the time, it's people line and that kind of attitude that they bring to the job.
Yeah, it's few and far between, but
yeah, it's refreshing.
But when you meet them, you know they're good people that did have the calling, you know. So it's good. Thanks.
Your colleagues and constituents, and they'll approach you and say, "You don't have a motorcycle. What's your interest with the MMA, or what's your interest in helping us?" Which I really appreciate it. It's gone unnoticed, but other than that, have they ever come up and said, "We got these other bills we'd like to do"?
Oh well, I believe me. I'm on a lot of other bills. I try to make sure I cover all the different issues that are important to my town, especially. But you know, the thing is, for my town, I got 3-bedroom communities: Abington, Whitney, East Bridgewater. There's no major industrial, there's no major retail. It's not like our native mall or any big corporations or factories there. We're just bedroom communities, a lot of union members, a lot of small business owners like landscape, things like that, and people that come up to Boston to work, take the train in. So again, my job is not to represent my interests specifically, although, you know, I used to ride, I want to ride again. But it's to represent the, you know, the guys in my district, and that's a good amount of riders from my town, Second Amendment guys. So, you know, they come up to me, they tell me what's an issue, and you know, and the same thing, you know, drug addiction. You know, I've sponsored things for Brockton. Like Brockton got a special drug addiction high school. Kids who don't normally finish up in their high schools. It's not in my district, but it was good for people in my area. So again, your job is to really listen to what the needs are of the people, and not just represent yourself. But you know, you guys, believe me, you're a big voice, and Rick makes sure that, you know, we up here know about it. And then again, he's out there helping to discover the people who are, you know, listening to their, you know, the candidates that are looking to try to listen to the people. So yeah, I know I don't have a dog in the hunt right now, but I will.
Next time we'll see you in jeans or vest.
But he's working today.
Yeah, I know.
We took a day off.
What's that? You can support it.
No, maybe if they can make a leather suit like this. Yeah. Anybody else? All right, I know you got to talk to other folks, but thank you very much.
Thank you.
See, they're not all bad.
Thanks, Jeff. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Take care.
Hey, Jeff, you know, there's a